Dividing decimals for grade 5. When the dividend is a decimal number. Example, 37.25 divided by 5 and 975.1 divided by 7. We start from the first example, we arrange them, and we start by 37 because 3 is less than 5, so we take two numbers. In the multiples of 5, we have 5 times 7 give us 35. Then we subtract. 37 minus 35 equal 2. We put the decimal point in its place. Then we continue. We put the 2 next to the 2, so the number becomes 22. In the multiples of 5, 5 times 4 give us 20. When we subtract, the remainder is 2. The last number is 5. 5 times 5 give us 25. Then the remainder becomes 0. The second example, we arrange the dividend and the divisor. We start by 9 because 9 is more than 7. 7 times 1 give us 7. We subtract. 9 minus 7 equal 2. Then we put 7 next to 2. In the multiples of 7, 7 times 3 is 21. 27 minus 21 is 6. Now 5. Also in the multiples of 7, 7 times 9 is 63. 65 minus 63 equal 2. Now we put the decimal point in its place and then continue dividing. We put the 1 next to 2. 7 times 3 give us 21. So we write 21 and then we subtract 21 minus 21 equals 0. How about if the dividend and the divisor are decimal numbers? Here we have 3 examples. The first one, 0.45 divided by 0.5. We can divide. We have one step before dividing. To get rid of that point, we must multiply by 100. So we move the point 2 steps to the right. The numbers will become 45 divided by 50. In the second example also, we multiply by 100 because we have 2 decimal numbers. So the numbers become 36 divided by 225. In the last example, we multiply by 1000 because in the divisor we have 3 decimal numbers. So we must multiply both of them by 1000 to move the point 3 steps to the right. So the numbers will become 3350 divided by 125. Now we can start dividing. The first example, 45 divided by 50. You can see that 45 is less than 50, so we must multiply by 0. 50 divided by 0 is 0. Then when we subtract, the remainder is 45. So now we put a decimal point in the quotient. When we put this decimal point in the quotient, we can add 0 to the remainder. Which number we multiply by 50 to give us 450? It's 9, because 9 times 50 equal 450. Then we subtract and the remainder will become 0. So the quotient is 0.9. The second example is 36 divided by 225. First we list some multiples of 225, then we start dividing. Because 36 is less than 225, we begin with 0. 36 minus 0 equals 36. Then we must use now the decimal point, because when we put a decimal point in the quotient, we can add 0 to the remainder. So let's search in the multiples of 225 which number is near to 360. You can see that 225 is near to 360, so we multiply by 1 to give us 225, then we subtract. 0 minus 5, we can't. 6 becomes 5 and 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5, 5. 5 minus 2, 3, and 3 minus 2 equal 1. Because we have a decimal point, also we can add another 0 to the remainder. So you can see in the multiples of 225 that 225 times 6 give us 1350. Now the remainder is 0. The second example, we have 3350 divided by 125. We can start by 3 numbers because 335 is more than 125. Also here we list some multiples of 125 to help us. You can find that the second number is very near to 335, so we start by 2 to give us 250. Then we subtract 5 minus 0 equal 5. 3 minus 5 we can't, so we take 3. From 3 becomes 2 and 3 becomes 13. Minus 5, 8, and 2 minus 2 equals 0. We put 0 next to 85. Also you can search in the multiples of 125. You can see that 750 is very near to 850. So we multiply by 6. Give us 750, then we subtract, the remainder is 100. Now we don't have another numbers to put near to 100, so we put the decimal point. When we put the decimal point, we can add now 0. In the multiples of 125, when we multiply 125 by 8, it gives us 1000. Now the remainder is also 0.